Good morning, guys. Ricky here with the Backpacking Scouter, and it is day 23, our last day on the Colorado Trail. Man, it's been an amazing 23 days. Just to kind of recap for those of you, if you didn't start with day one, then you don't know that Liam and I did segments 1 through 5 during some weekends and some shakedowns. So we had already completed those. So when we planned for this to start, our plan started with Kenosha Pass. And we started at Kenosha Pass on the 30th of June on that afternoon. So I worked all day on that Friday, and then my wife took Liam and I up, and we got like 4.5 miles in on the trail just to get started. But that was 23 days ago. We've been out here every day on the trail, averaging somewhere between 19 to 20 miles a day. Yesterday we set a record of 26 miles, but the average day was somewhere around 20. We had a couple short days where we did half days in order to resupply and just enjoy ourselves, like at Twin Lakes and segment 18 with our buddy Matt. But it's been almost every day. Get up, break camp, have breakfast, get on the trail, hike all day, stop and take a few breaks, eat lunch, enjoy the beauty, set camp, eat dinner, and go to bed. It's been pretty much our routine for the last 23 days, so we're super excited. It's a little bittersweet that it's ending today, but I can tell you from this old guy, my body is definitely ready to rest and recover a little bit. But after our long day yesterday, it only leaves us 14 miles to get out today. So Liam wanted to get an early start. So we got up at 5 a.m., got on the trail by 6, because if you saw yesterday's video, we got super surprised to run in a bunch of our hiking buddies along the trail that we've been leapfrogging with pretty much a good portion of the trail. So we'd see them for a day, we wouldn't see them for 3 or 4 days, then we'd see them for a day. Some of them we got to camp with, some of them we didn't, but it was super amazing last night to get to spend our last night on the Colorado Trail hanging with all these guys. So it was just amazing. But yeah, they're so much faster hikers than we are, so Liam wanted us to kind of hopefully finish around the same time, and so he wanted us to get an early start because I'm a lot slower than everybody, because I like to set a standard pace, especially for all the uphill stuff and even the downhill, which seems to hurt my ankles probably even more than the uphill. But either way, been an amazing journey. Just as a kind of the ending day here, let's talk a little bit of some favorites. I'd definitely say so far, at least thinking this morning, my favorite segments so far have been segment 6. It's just beautiful to see all the valley. Segment 15, the beginning parts of that was just gorgeous with all the wildflowers and all the lush green growth in the forest. Segment 21 was where we really started to get to see those big, open, vast views of the later part of the Colorado Trail. And then it's really hard to not say that a good portion of 22 through 27 stuff had just been outstandingly beautiful. But all in all, every segment had something to offer. Lots of beauty on it along the way, and it's just been amazing to experience. Favorite flowers. I really love the Indian paintbrush. See them everywhere. The columbine, of course, Colorado state flower, everywhere. And even the bluebells were just all over the place. But the flowers this year, just off the chart. Let's see, other favorites. Favorite camping spot would have to be a few days ago when we got to camp over the ridgeline and just see the beautiful views. Really much like to that. Watching the sun go down over the valley. Favorite food, I think this year I decided to dehydrate some of my own stuff. So I did some dehydrated spaghetti, and then I did this dehydrated beef with instant mashed potatoes thing. Those turned out to be pretty good. So I'm gonna say I really enjoyed those. But also really enjoyed our times that we got to get off trail and get some spoiled with real food. We had an amazing hamburger in Twin Lakes. My buddy Matt brought steak and Ben & Jerry's. Those were some great things. And really looking forward to the food that we're gonna have when we get off trail today. Because my wife is bringing all of us some large Supreme pizzas to eat at the end of the trail when we get there around lunch. And then we're gonna hit the Himalayan place up in Durango. So really looking forward to that tonight. But outside of all that, like I said, it's been an amazing adventure so far. And so this morning we've got about 4 miles of uphill, and then I don't know, the last 10 or so, it's pretty much all downhill. So as you see, I'm sucking wind here a little bit, trying to give you guys the morning update. So I'm gonna get to it and see what our last segment of segment 28 has to offer us today. So we'll see you guys out on the trail. So as we're hiking out today, I keep reminiscing over the past few weeks and thought I should share also my feelings about how it's been doing this amazing and challenging adventure with my stepson Liam. When I first pitched him the idea of doing this probably over a year or so ago, he was like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. We did a lot of things together. He and I bonded a lot over the years over in Scouts, and we've done a lot of camping trips, done a lot of backpacking trips, went to Philmont together, and so he's like, yeah, it sounds fun. And I don't think he fully knew what he was getting himself into. To be honest, I'm not even sure I fully knew what I was getting myself into. But did a lot of planning, and he was all about it. And one of my thoughts was really wanting him to have an opportunity to do something fun, challenging, something that he could remember and brag about for the rest of his life, all before he got caught up in the rat race of going to college, getting a job, getting a house, getting married, doing all the things that we all do as adults, and some of the things that have caused me to take it until 44 before I'm able to do something like this. So we took off on this journey together, and man, it's been amazing. Liam's just been, or as I should call him, Marmot for his trail name, has been amazing on this trip. Great attitude as usual, even in the hard times. We've had our challenges. We've had some fun times, shared some good stories, laughed some, talked a lot about what we were going to eat when we get off the trail. This kid thinks about nothing but food. Celebrated some really cool successes together. When we reached the highest point of the trail, or when we made a summit, or when we had a really hard day and we made it to the end of the day. We've had our challenges too. We've had a few times where we might have popped off at each other and got, whether it was one of those hard days where you're just having a tough day, or we're getting in our own heads. It's really easy to do out when you're doing this, is to get in your head about how hard or how challenging, or am I going to make it, or why am I doing this? But it seemed like, thankfully, between the two of us, we would have those moments at different times. And so when I would get in my head, he'd be there to share his positive spirit to bring me up. And when he would get there, I would do the same for him. So it's just been a super amazing experience that I know we'll both remember for the rest of our lives. I'm so thankful to have gotten to do this with you, Liam. And I hope that you remember a lot of this with as much fondness as I do. Thanks for coming out and doing this with me, because I can tell you some of these days, if it wasn't for you, I don't know if I'd have finished it. But amazing thing. I really hope over the next few years as well that one day I get to do something similar, and on our own level, what we choose with Cole as well. So just thought I would share. So we're just trucking along on the trail. Liam's a little bit ahead of me. All of a sudden I turn a corner there, see him stopped in his tracks, and asked him, what is it? He's told me there's a black bear. So I look up the trail, and sure enough, there's a black bear there, and man, it's just ravaging at something. I don't know what it was, if it was just playing with this tree as we went down the trail later, or a bush, or it was trying to get at something. I don't know, but that sucker was going at it. And it took me a while. I took my hiking sticks and my walk and started kind of banging them a little bit together and just yelling, "Hey bear," trying to just let it know that we're there. Because a lot of these smaller ones, at least, seem to, this year there's been so much rain and everything, that there's so much food available that they typically don't want to have anything to do with us. And so if they know you're around, they typically run off. We saw one yesterday as well at a stream before we got to camp. Same thing. As soon as it knew we were there, as soon as it heard my voice, it took off and ran up the mountain. But this one, it was just like it was so into whatever it was doing that I couldn't get its attention. So I just kept kind of inching my way a little closer and yelling, "Hey bear," and tapping my sticks and beating on some bushes. And finally, it caught its attention and it looked up from me. And then decided to start meandering down the trail a little bit, and eventually it ran off the trail, and so we managed to get started again this morning. But man, that one was an interesting one this morning. But hopefully that'll be the last black bear we see on this trip. I really didn't want to get too close of exposure to those guys. So we finished. We're there. Made it to Durango. It's been a super awesome day. Made it 14.53 miles. And so it's been great. It's been an awesome day, quick day. We finished up. We're done. Made it to the end. 486 miles, Colorado Trail complete. So, been talking a lot today. We're gonna just chill now, sit here and wait for my wife, who's supposed to show up here shortly with a surprise for everybody. Hopefully the other guys will catch up to us. We got some pizza for everybody coming. It'll be awesome. Thanks for everybody who's followed us and watched us along the way. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff. I'll be doing more things here soon, here in the next week or so. Once I get home, I'll probably settle down and try to do some more videos about gear, after actions, and different things, and just some of the lessons learned of after we've done the Colorado Trail. It's been an amazing trip. Loved every bit of it. If you're thinking about doing it, do it. But thanks everybody for joining us. We're super happy, super excited to be here. Everybody have a wonderful day.